Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Oluwa Case Room, where we bring you thrilling and intrigue topics, information, education, different kind of discussion to discuss in my room. But today, guess what? I have with me a beautiful lady and a handsome face-looking young man. I'll start by introducing the lady first because they say ladies first.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I'll speak up. Okay.
all right, lady, over to you.
Hi, my name is Abigail and I'm from Akwa Ibom and I'm an entrepreneur.
All righty.
English hard.
Yeah. Alrighty, you heard her. She's an entrepreneur. She's from Akwa Ibom State. Her name is Abigail. Representing Akwa Ibom State. So Akwa Ibom, might you have yours in the house. To my right corner, I have with me here.
No, this is not a form of debate, you understand, bro. Abeokuta, you understand,
Mm,
States. Yeah.
Ogun State.
My name is Falaiton and Marshall, aka J Hanix. You already know.
Yeah.
The girl. Okay, I'm not gonna say
He doesn't
that.
want to say
Yeah, I'm not
the
gonna say
girlfriend's
that.
favorite. Let me just say it for him. He feels he's the girlfriend's favorite.
No.
Anyways,
Girlfriend's favorite.
this is not a debate where we talk about ethnic group. You have the Akwa Ibomites here, you have the Yoruba man representing here, and me, I'm just in between. But then we talk about Nigeria and also what we go through as humans in particular. So before I introduce my topic to you guys, I would like us to talk a little about the present situation of the country. Yeah. It is breathtaking.
Yeah. But the situation of the country is
I
not.
mean,
Well, what to do?
what to do?
What to do? Just need to keep pushing. You
Have you
understand?
been coping?
What do you expect?
The high cost
Well,
of
we have
transportation,
been-
high cost of fuel price.
Yeah, the hopes are dashed, you already know. And we keep hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. It hasn't been easy, or
Me, I no follow na prepare for worst too.
No, wait. How
come
do
on,
you-
we are men
just-
now, we provide security for
You
the ladies. Come
know,
on.
we are not prepared for worst, please.
Yeah,
We're only
yeah.
hoping for it to be better.
Yeah.
Let's not prepare for the worst. We're not praying for anything worse. If anything comes after this, that means we are doomed though.
Really?
Yes, now even if we face any other thing in this country, then other than this, now it's over for us actually, because we are actually striving to even keep smiling faces in
Yeah.
this particular dispensation. In this dispensation, we're trying to push and trying to keep faces. The other day,
Yeah.
I was telling somebody that on a daily basis,
Yeah.
if you watch Nigerians, you see them on the road, people are not smiling.
At all.
Everybody is angry.
I mean,
Sad faces everywhere. People are not smiling.
Do you know
Is
it's
that one
even-
this one? Is it that they're complaining of this or they're complaining of that? There's no security, there's this, there's so much hike in
Fuel
food prices,
price,
fuel
food
prices,
prices,
transportation
yeah.
costs, so many things,
So many
everything
things.
has increased. So everything, inflation of everything is happening in this country right now,
Everything.
and it takes the grace of God to pull us through. And I'm not prepared. If I imagine us preparing for the worst, that means which one?
no, he's just trying to play safe. He's only trying to play safe.
Please let's play safe by hoping
Yeah.
for the best.
I'm not-
Let's not prepare for
Prepare
worst.
for the worst.
Please, I beg.
All right, and you've heard from my guest
Yeah.
how they have, dissect between or into the problems, the troubles, the struggles, the hardship, the suffering in the country. We know what you feel out there. We know how you feel. We know what you go through. We're also Nigerians. We can tell from the break of the dawn to the going down of the
days.
day. Yeah. So we know how it is like, and we just have to move on. We just have to move on. That brings us to the topic where I actually give this topic a name, and I looked at it and say, okay, with everything going on around us, how do we overcome this? How do we fight it as groups, as individuals, as organizations? How do we come together to put ends together to talk about this, go into it, and also, it's like an obstruction, something obstructing us. We need to face it. We need to conquer it. The topic is, ladies and gentlemen, facing your fears. How do you face your fears? I would like to know from you, what do you understand by fear? What is that word, fear?
Fear, it's something you are afraid of, you understand, and also I would say fear is a foreseen contingency, you understand.
Okay.
you just happen to have this shock in yourself, though it's default setting, but we all know all what will make us succeed and become a better version of ourselves is behind the fear.
Of course.
So that's it. That's
So-
what I can say.
That's it.
Yeah.
Miss Abigail, do you have a contrary opinion to what Mr. Alex said?
No, not contrary, but related actually.
Okay.
Fear, for me, fear is like an unpleasant feeling that is triggered either by a person or by an action, danger. In reality, it happens in reality or imagination.
Okay.
That's how I feel that fear is being programmed, and it is in everybody.
Everybody.
Yes.
So you're saying everybody has something they are afraid of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody has this phobia.
Yes. Even if you don't, we have people that they are not realists.
Okay.
And we have realists that they say it as it is and they see it as it is. So there are people that they are saying their fears, but they don't want to accept that this is my fear. And there are people that they know that, okay, this is my fear.
Okay.
This is what I am scared of, and
Alright.
I can stand up to it.
Mhm.
So it's not everybody has fears, do you understand? And there are people that are still in denial if whatever they are feeling is a fear or something else.
Okay,
Yes.
so viewers, we've heard them break down the topic so far, facing your fears. Now, I want to talk about how you face your fears, and facing your fears is by overcoming that thing which you fear, that thing which you are afraid of. Now, as a group of people in this country, Nigeria, we are scared of one day this country will be sold. We are scared of one day I might wake up in this country and I hear that there is a civil war. We are scared of I might wake up one day and I hear that, fuel price has gone from 568 naira to 8,000 naira. We are scared of different things in particular. There are things that are bugging us that are relatable as humans in living in this country, Nigeria. So I want us to delve into it proper. How do we overcome the challenges in this country? By facing it.
So are you saying that the countries are our fears?
That's our fear. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. So you're saying the countries are our fear. That means we should state how we challenge
Yeah,
this
as you
country.
come, because one, you have the government there to fight. Although you can't fight the government, they say, but still, we need to talk to them. Our voices need to be heard.
The thing is, I don't think fighting, like they say, violence is not always
The best option.
yes, the solution, yes. And fighting the government is not the word. Do you understand? I feel the word is we standing up for what is right and putting it, when you say give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, you give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and then you take what belongs to you. Do you understand? The government should sit upright and do right by their citizens. Do you understand? By its citizens, and make sure that they put us first. They put us first because we choose them as leaders, and it is for a purpose, for them to put us first because we trust them.
Do you think they ever think of putting us first?
That's a question they need to answer themselves, you understand, because we have our own part to play and they have their part to play. Aside from team goal, there's individual goal. So now they need to play their part first because we are putting them in front of us.
Exactly.
You
As
understand? We
leaders,
are looking at them.
as
We are looking at
leaders.
their footsteps,
Yeah.
you understand? So they need to play their part first and we follow their footsteps.
Exactly. So I'll come to the part that you said the country and the government are fears, and then we need to stand up to them.
Of course.
So that's where it comes in. So since they are our fears, we need to stand up to them. Let them know that, okay, this is what we want. This is how we want it. This is how we want things to be right. No, we don't need to. It doesn't have to be violent.
Yeah,
And
which can only be achieved if we come together in one voice.
diplomacy,
Yeah.
in one voice and unity.
Coming together is another thing. Another thing, yeah, because how many of us are ready to come together to make our voices be heard?
We've had the NSAS season was a very good one and a good example to set out that people can come together and be in one voice.
Yeah.
People can come together and be in one voice, and then if we can come together, we can be in unity. and that is when we are able to face and fight our
Okay.
fears.
Okay. So, well, let's know the disadvantages of facing our fears as a group and individual.
Okay, so the thing is, personally, I've had my own down moments. That
Definitely. You want to talk about it? Come on. Let's
personally,
hear
I've
you.
had my own down moments that I felt like I was going to lose it, and things were not going to like work well. And my only fear was me being suicidal at that point.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
My only fear was me being suicidal, and the only way I fought it was, where they say that to avoid suicide you have to be around people.
Yeah.
Do you
You
understand?
never have to be alone.
You don't have to be
Yeah.
alone. And I felt like I have to be alone. I want to fight this thing. Let me be alone and know that okay, I can stay alone and I can fight these thoughts. I went sober for like a week alone.
Not
Nobody
depressed.
knew my whereabouts. I was not picking calls. I was not reachable, and I was alone. And that's the only, when you're in your space, that's the only way you can either you arm yourself or you help yourself. Do you understand? So, and I had an opportunity to help myself. So when I was being reached out to, I told my folks that I just needed some time, that I wasn't going to harm myself, because that was like, let me say 3 to 5 days after that
So
period.
you weighed the
Yes.
both of them and
Do you get? So I came out and I told my folks that I'm fine for the fact that I can be alone for days and then nothing happens to me. So I am fine. So that was my own way of facing that particular fear, because I've always had that fear that if I cannot deal with something, I might take my life in the process if I am alone. Do you understand? And at that point in time, it was a really bad time for me, and I wanted to be alone.
And
I wanted to see
imagine-
what was going to happen. Yes, so I told myself that this particular thing, let me see how it is going to happen. So that was what happened, and I
challenged
came out
it.
of it. I faced my fears. It helped me to grow in different ways, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I grew and I came out of it. Do you understand? So we have different ways of fighting our fears. Some of us want to go sober. Some of us want to talk to people. Some of us want to pray. You want to talk to God. You want to reevaluate yourself. Do you understand? So for me, personally, I just like to be in my own space.
You like to be in your own space.
Mhm.
Janice, is it the same for you? You also like to be in your own space when you face your fears?
Facing my fears, I see nothing as a form of fear to me, because initially I need to, firstly what I do is I have it in mind that this thing, I know it comes in 2 ways, either positively or negatively, but already we want the best out of it, you understand? So I know this is what I need to do to attain the best. So I just face it, I just focus on that part. Even if there are situations around, and even if there are things blocking, hindering it from happening, I just need to keep pushing and tackling those things, because I know those things are the things that are coming my way to make me not attaining that height. You understand? So everyone, like she said, everyone has their ways of fighting it. We don't need to be self-deceitful
Yeah.
when making moves on this.
Yeah.
And in a general saying, because what I just said was for me personally, I'd say it to people, I'd say it to anybody that cares to listen, that to face your fears, you have to stop judging yourself, and then you have to learn how to take immediate positive decisions.
That's one of the advantages.
Yes,
of
you have to
facing
learn how
your
to take immediate positive decisions, and you have to learn how to be positive to yourself, positive self-talk. When you tell yourself, I can do this, I am bold, I am courageous, I can step in, I can do anything. When you give yourself that vibe, that encouragement. You sure you get what I'm saying now? That you can do it, that nobody can bring you down. This is to everybody that cares to listen, and I can say it over and over again, like I always tell my friends, that you have to choose you and you have to face your fears. Whatever is that thing that is putting you down, choose you always. Choose you. You are your own priority. You are also your own obstruction. I hope we all know that we are also our own obstructions. And if you don't stand up to yourself, That's where that positive talk comes in. It is really, 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 really like I watched a program recently, and then the guy was on the national TV, and he was talking to himself. He was looking at the mirror. He was talking to himself how he wants to be encouraged, how he can do better for himself. You know, he spoke a whole lot, and I felt it because I have been in that kind of situation, and I am aware that there's so many people that are not inclined about this kind of information.
At all.
That when you are down, you can also lift yourself up yourself. You don't need anybody to
There are
talk
more
to
of,
you.
there are more of advantages.
Yeah, there are more of
Disadvantages,
advantages than the
understand?
disadvantages.
Yeah, that's it. And also, you need to, firstly, you need to know that everything you are facing in life make you stronger and better. You
Yeah.
understand? So
does.
those you saying word of affirmation to yourself, like waking up in the morning and saying these things like she has said, is very, very helpful. But most people won't go for that, you understand? Due to their level of mentality, I would say. But they need to learn and they need to understand that these things are meant to be, they are meant to be said.
To ourselves.
Yes, to ourselves. We are meant to say this stuff to ourselves because it helps us channel our focus. You understand? It helps us channel our focus. We don't need any external vibe to come in and tell us what to do.
Yes.
You have
yes,
yourself to do
yes.
what you
have
want to do.
yourself to do.
You
You
understand?
can make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
You can choose yourself over any negative opinion.
That you make the rules,
Any day,
and if you
anytime.
break
Do
the
you
rules,
understand?
it's perilous to you.
Yes, and
So
you
that's
hold
just
yourself
it.
accountable for everything you do.
You better not deceive yourself. I tell people
Don't
that.
deceive yourself. You've heard them all. But then, how do we not deceive ourselves as a group of people coming together in unity to correct every wrong we are going through at the moment in the country? Because I am so much focused about every development in the country.
It's
Because the
it's-
country is actually messing with people's mental health.
And that is it. If my fear
Don't
is
lie.
I want to do something and then there is something holding me back, probably finance.
Sometimes it's even not finance,
Yeah.
because I've heard the story of somebody being very rich and then they still take their life, or something goes wrong, or they are not happy. You know, like they always say that even the rich
Also cry.
Yeah, the rich
Yeah.
also cry. And
So-
so, aside from this, having like coming together as one to make things work out, it becomes very difficult because if you are by yourself, it becomes easier. Now bringing someone else, another body entirely,
Yes, the
becomes
person
very-
can
you can't see
either
what is going on in
draw you
on the
down or
person's
push
mind.
you.
You understand?
better.
Yeah, because all these things are abstract. Now, not to talk of the country as a whole, we have the ethnical,
Groups.
and all that.
Debates going on
So
every day.
you looking at someone being like,
Do you
nah,
understand?
this person is
This person is
Igbo,
not ready.
This one is Yoruba
Mhm.
and all that. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. You understand? So coming together, we all need to trust each other, one another, because we are trying to fight together to achieve a particular goal.
Which is unity.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
unity.
United we stand, divided
Divided
we fall.
Fall.
That's the truth.
That's it.
If everybody can come together, face that how do I put it, rivalry that is going on.
Between
Called
political
rivalry.
parties
I
or
tell you.
That rivalry that is going on between the whole ethnical parties. That's,
Political
let me
parties
say,
and
okay, now let me
ethnic
even
groups.
put it in one word. That is our fear. The rivalry
We
going
should
on
be more
between
concerned
ethnical
about that.
parties.
Yeah.
That is our fear, because I'm scared that if I say this person will counter me, or this person will stand with our brother or his brother
Yeah.
to
Fight
work
you.
against
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? So that's even the fear itself. If we can all fight our fears and bring our voices as one, and know that okay, we are all one. This is
We're
just
all
the
one.
language that divides. We're not even divided. Even in the language, there's a connection in all ethnical groups.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a connection in this country. Wherever you're from, there's a connection to another person ethnical group. If you want to go back to our forefathers, there's a connection to it. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah.
So we are all one.
Mhm.
Wherever the rivalry is coming from is not needed. We all just need to come up an individual and as a group, hold our hands together, fight our fears, whatever it is, and then we'll be united. That's just how I see it.
Or we'll be united. I hope the government are hearing, because of course this is to them.
Yeah.
This is to them. They should listen and they should make amendments. They should make amendments because they inflicting hunger, pain, suffering, hardship on a common man.
All of this is putting us in a perilous,
Situation,
I tell you.
and we go
I feel
deep
like we're
down by the
stagnant.
day.
I feel like we're stagnant. Like we're not moving. We're not moving
at
forward at
all.
all.
So
Even-
what
even
is
if you want
We're
to
just
feel-
we're just striving to survive.
Yeah.
We're working to eat. We're working to pay rent. We're
Mhm.
working to pay transportation. We're
You are
working to
living
buy
to
Funny
food
enough,
fuel.
you are living
Funny
to
enough.
survive
We're
because
just
you
living to
understand.
survive.
And
You know?
when you see it as though you are moving forward, to me, I see it as though I'm twirling at the sport. Just twirling
Yes,
at
you're
the
just
sport.
Going
because
around,
nothing
yeah,
is
good.
working. Nothing is working.
I
It
tell
still
you.
comes back when you feel that there's going to be a breakthrough. Before you know, something else is just coming up and eating it off. And you're now
Unexpected.
back to you're now back to starting to calculate your profits, your capital, your income, everything. And before you know, you are not getting any gain.
Yeah, that was why I said unforeseen contingency. You never see them coming. You
You
understand?
never
Honestly,
see
honestly.
them
Ah,
coming.
This could be
never-
cause, this could be cause, this could be this, this could be that.
Yeah.
Anything, you
Honestly.
understand?
But right now, we know that right now the situation on ground is the government. They do us bad.
Yes,
by the
and they
day.
need to do better.
They
They
need
to.
really, really
They
need
need
to do better.
How
We
much
can't fight with
do
the
we
government. We
need
can
to
only
speak?
plead
We need
and
to-
beg.
Yeah,
I beg.
Normally.
I
Maybe after
beg.
this,
The
I think
common
I'll
man.
still need to prostrate. As
Ah,
no,
I've
come on.
yes,
I'm just
Well,
telling
that's
my-
your culture.
Yeah,
and then
my
we have
culture.
cultural differences.
I
So
tell you.
Yeah,
please,
to
we're not
beg
going
them,
to.
I
say
tell
please,
you.
so
Yeah.
it's okay.
But then let's think about it. Me, as a man, trying to get a job, get a job after school, and you serve and all that. You want to get a job.
Which
you
one is
spend-
as a man? So
Okay.
as a woman, we do try.
I feel it's more easy peasy for the ladies.
No, it is not.
No, you should-
And
you
it is
shouldn't
more
say that
roller
way.
coaster for the guys.
No, it is not.
Why?
It isn't.
Are you
I don't
here to
understand.
counter the?
No, well,
we're not having a debate either.
Whatever it is, my dear.
Ah.
You are
She came fully
striving, I am
prepared, man.
striving.
Fully prepared.
You're striving, I am striving, my
Yeah.
dear. We're
I will
all,
not say this drive.
we are all in the, we are all
Come
of us
on.
dey inside this
Charlie
thing
Luciano,
together.
Gucci
You no get
bag.
anybody wey dey sweet.
Everything,
Ah,
you guys
hey.
coming now.
Wow.
You no
so-
get anybody wey
yeah.
dey sweet.
I'm just saying. I'm just using myself for example. To talk about or to illustrate a particular opinion. Of,
Which I understand.
Yeah, that's a common man trying to get a job and submitting CV here and there, but then he gets to wait over and over because there is no job in the country. It all boils down to the government.
Yeah, everything it's all from there, from the top.
The
My
top.
Oga at the top.
So I want to get your advice now. What is your advice to the viewers out there on how to face their fears, their challenges, how to come in unity, facing the problem in the country, the situation?
Yes.
You should go
Eat us,
first.
eat us.
Okay.
Ladies first, they say.
That's
Because you have been attacking her.
Okay. They got me on that one. Nice
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so my advice to everybody is just hold on God. It's not easy. Even these fears that we're talking about facing, we know it's not easy to face your fears. But when you put God first, everything comes after it.
Yeah.
And then everything will happen with ease. And for the country, we just hope that it's going to get better.
Better it will be, definitely.
Yeah.
Over to you,
It's
Janice.
going to get better, we know. And also we shouldn't wait for the government to serve us employment. You understand? We also need to put on something doing by ourselves. Yeah, entrepreneur. Come on. Tell them, what do you do?
No, you could advise them. A lot of persons have something
Yeah.
doing for themselves, but the
But
situation of the country is sinking
that's
them
what
That
down.
is what I am saying.
advise
It's
them.
That's
still
what I
from
want
the
to
top.
say.
The issue is still from the top. Just believe. Believe in
Believe in
yourself.
yourselves.
Believe in the process.
Just do you.
Enjoy
Whatever
your
the top-
sufferings.
Whatever
Enjoy
is
your
going on in the
pains.
top, you just hope that it gets better over there.
Yeah.
you just do you and pray for God to keep pushing you.
With time.
Do you understand?
Okay, so this brings us to the end of the show. This is where we draw the curtain. I believe you've been served hot, spicy, and thrilling, intrigue, informative,
Yes, so-
educative, companion.
I feel they are
because-
relishing it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are relishing. They are
And
enjoying it.
please make sure you learn to face your fears. If your fear is, I know a lot of persons have this phobia in particular, but just overcome it.
Yes,
You get there. We are all trying to get better despite the situation of the country.
Abi?
Yeah.
So please, let's not say because the government is not doing this, definitely we are supposed to fold our arms and sit and wait for the government to do things right. Hello, you can start with yourself. They say change begins with me,
You.
begins with you.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
please do well to help yourself to face your challenges, face your fears. And you can also meet us or join us on our various social media handles. Would you mind dropping your handles?
Oh,
where
I
they
can
can-
drop mine.
yeah, please.
At Jenny Glams, I'll be tagged eventually.
Okay.
At Jenny Glams on Instagram, at Jenny Spec1 _ Spec1 on Twitter. I'll be tagged, so just watch out.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, J Annex Couture, you already know all social media, even those that yet to come.
Representing.
Yeah,
Cultural
you already see, you already see.
All right, and don't forget to subscribe to Ricardo TV and also follow on all social media platforms Ricardo TV and Muluwake_room on all social media platforms. I love you guys. Don't kill yourself. Don't fight yourself. Be safe. out
Face
there.
your fears.
Yeah,
Out.
tutorial with
Bye-bye.
tissue paper.